Hello everyone, and a very warm welcome to my channel. In a faraway land, beyond the rolling hills and thick forests, there stood a range of mountains shrouded in thick mist. These mountains were called the Misty Mountains, and the air was always cool, with the fog swirling like a soft, ethereal blanket. People from nearby villages spoke of mysterious lanterns that appeared in the mist at night, casting a soft, golden glow across the rugged mountain landscape. They called these lanterns whispers of the mountain, and believed they held ancient powers. As twilight descended upon the village one evening, a young traveler named Elara arrived at the base of the Misty Mountains. She had heard these stories from her grandmother, who had once seen the lanterns glowing brightly in the distance when she was a child. Filled with wonder and curiosity, Elara decided she would embark on a journey into the heart of the mountains to find the legendary lanterns herself. Elara packed a small bag with all the essentials she would need: a warm cloak, a small lantern for her own protection, and some dried food for the journey. As the sun began to set, she set off, her footsteps quiet on the soft earth beneath her boots. The village behind her faded from view as the mist started to roll in, wrapping her in its cool embrace. She continued her journey into the Misty Mountains, each step carrying her further away from the village and deeper into the fog. The air was damp, and the mist seemed to thicken with every passing minute, but Elara was undeterred. She had a sense that something important awaited her at the heart of these mountains. As the sun dipped below the horizon, the world around her seemed to change. The mountains no longer felt just like any other range, but rather as if they were alive, quiet and watchful. The trees, tall and ancient, seemed to whisper their secrets to the wind. She paused for a moment to listen, but the only sound she could hear was the soft rustle of the leaves. Elara pulled her cloak tighter around herself and pressed on, knowing that she was getting closer to her destination. Her lantern flickered in the growing darkness, casting long shadows on the path ahead. The mist continued to swirl, creating an eerie atmosphere, as if the mountain was holding its breath in anticipation. Suddenly, Elara stumbled upon a small clearing in the forest. The mist parted for a moment, revealing a breathtaking sight. Hundreds of lanterns, each glowing with a soft golden light, floated serenely through the air. They drifted gently across the valley, casting a warm glow on everything they touched. The sight was magical, beyond anything Elara had imagined. She stood there for a few moments, completely entranced by the beauty of the lanterns. It was as though the world had paused for her, allowing her to fully appreciate the wonder before her eyes. Each lantern flickered gently, their soft light shimmering in the mist, creating a peaceful ambiance. Elara slowly approached one of the lanterns, mesmerized by its glow. As she reached out to touch it, a strange feeling washed over her. She felt a connection, not just to the lantern, but to the mountain itself, as if the mountain was speaking to her through the light. The lantern's light seemed to pulse with energy, as if it had a life of its own. Elara could feel the warmth of the lantern's glow, seeping into her very being. It was a gentle warmth that spread through her chest, soothing her soul and calming her racing heart. A soft voice, like a whisper on the wind, seemed to speak to her. "You have found the lanterns, Elara, but there is more to this journey. than simply finding the light. You must understand the true power of the mountains." Elara looked around, startled, but there was no one there. The voice continued, "The lanterns are not just glowing lights. They are the embodiment of the mountain's spirit, guiding those who are worthy. You must listen closely to their whispers." As Elara stood there, the voice faded away, leaving only the soft rustling of the trees and the flickering of the lanterns in the mist. Elara stood still, contemplating the voice she had just heard. The words echoed in her mind, growing louder with every passing moment. She had always known there was something more to the Misty Mountains than just a physical journey. But now, the lanterns had shown her that the mountains were not just a place. They were alive, and they were waiting for her to uncover their secrets. The mist seemed to part again, and in the distance, Elara saw a large stone structure rising from the valley floor. It was ancient, covered in moss and ivy, and it glowed softly in the light of the lanterns. Elara could feel the pull of the stone structure, its energy calling to her like a magnet. She began walking toward it, her steps slow but purposeful. As Elara approached the stone structure, she noticed intricate carvings on its surface. The carvings depicted scenes of people and creatures, their faces filled with emotion, their bodies frozen in motion. The patterns seemed to shift and change as she moved closer, as if the carvings were alive and telling her their story. The air around her grew thicker, and the lanterns flickered more intensely, casting strange shadows on the stone walls. Elara reached out to touch the carvings, and as her fingers made contact with the stone, a powerful surge of energy coursed through her body. It was like a current of electricity, but gentle, soothing, and alive. She gasped as images flashed before her eyes. Visions of the past, of people who had walked these mountains long before her. The images faded as quickly as they had come, but the feeling remained. The carvings had shown her glimpses of the past, but they had also shown her a glimpse of the future. Her future. Elara saw herself standing in the center of the stone structure, her arms raised toward the sky as the lanterns above her glowed brighter than ever. She saw herself guiding others on this same journey, showing them the path through the Misty Mountains. The vision was clear and vivid, but it was also fleeting, disappearing as quickly as it had appeared. Elara knew that she had been chosen for something greater than herself. She had been guided to this moment, and the lanterns had shown her the way. With a deep breath, Elara turned and began walking back toward the valley, her heart filled with newfound purpose. As Elara walked back through the mist, she felt a deep sense of peace. The lanterns no longer seemed so distant, but instead, they felt like a part of her, guiding her, lighting her way. She could see the valley below her, the village in the distance, and she realized that she was not just walking away from the mountains. She was carrying them with her. The mountains had shown her their secrets, but they had also shown her the way to something greater. It wasn't about the lanterns or the stone structure. It was about the journey itself. The mountains had transformed her, and now, she was ready to share that transformation with the world. As Elara descended the mountain, she felt the mist begin to lift. The fog that had once surrounded her, isolating her from the world, was now fading, and the valley below was coming into full view. The lanterns continued to glow in the distance, their light casting a soft golden hue over the land. Elara knew that her journey was far from over. The lanterns had shown her the way, but it was up to her to continue walking it. As she reached the village at the foot of the mountain, the people looked up in awe, as though they had been waiting for her. They could see the change in her, the transformation that had taken place within her. Elara smiled softly, knowing that she was ready to share her story, to guide others on their own journeys through the Misty Mountains. As Elara settled into the village, she found herself unable to shake the feeling that there was more to the Misty Mountains than she had yet discovered. Although she had been transformed by her journey, there was still a yearning deep within her, a desire to learn more about the lanterns, about the power of the mountain, and about the ancient wisdom that lay hidden in the mist. She decided to return to the mountains, to continue her journey and uncover more of the mysteries that lay within. The villagers warned her that the mountain could be dangerous, but Elara was undeterred. She had felt the call of the mountain, and now she knew that it was not just a place to visit, but a place that would shape her forever. Elara made her way back up the mountain, this time with a deeper understanding of what she sought. She no longer felt as if she were just searching for lanterns or answers. She was searching for herself. The journey had become a part of her, and she knew that it was through this journey that she would find the peace she had been seeking. As she climbed, the mist once again surrounded her, but this time, it felt different. The fog seemed to part, allowing her to see the path more clearly, as though the mountain itself was guiding her. She pressed forward, her heart steady and sure, knowing that she was meant to continue walking this path, no matter where it led. As Elara reached the heart of the Misty Mountains once again, she found herself in the same clearing where she had first encountered the lanterns. But this time, something was different. The lanterns glowed brighter, their light filling the valley with a warm, golden glow. The air felt alive with energy, and Elara knew that she had come to a turning point in her journey. She closed her eyes and took a deep breath, allowing herself to feel the power of the mountains coursing through her. The voice that had spoken to her before returned, but this time, it was not a whisper. It was a voice that filled her entire being, filling her with knowledge and understanding that she could not yet fully comprehend. The voice spoke clearly now, its tone warm and reassuring. "Elara, you have journeyed far and learned much. But the true gift of the Misty Mountains is not just in the lanterns or the stories. The true gift is within you." Elara listened intently, her heart pounding in her chest. She could feel the weight of the words settle deep within her, like seeds being planted in the soil of her soul. The lanterns around her flickered in response, their light intensifying. "You are the light now," the voice continued. "The mountains have shown you the path, but it is your heart that will guide you. You have become one with the mountain, and now you must share that light with the world." With these words, Elara felt a deep sense of understanding wash over her. The mountains had taught her so much, but it was clear now that the most important lesson was not in the lanterns or the mist. It was in the journey itself, in the act of walking through the world with an open heart and mind. The voice faded away, leaving Elara standing alone in the clearing. But she no longer felt alone. She was surrounded by the light of the lanterns, the wisdom of the mountains, and the strength of her own heart. Elara smiled, feeling a sense of peace and contentment that she had never known before. She knew that her journey had only just begun, but she was ready to continue it with open arms. Elara made her way down the mountain once more, but this time, she felt no fear, no uncertainty. The fog was no longer a barrier to her. She walked through it with confidence, knowing that she carried the light of the lanterns within her. As she descended further, she saw the villagers again, standing at the edge of the valley, watching her. They saw the change in her, the light in her eyes, the calmness in her demeanor. She had become the lantern herself, a beacon of hope and wisdom for those who were still lost in the mist. Without a word, Elara walked toward them, her heart full of peace and love. She had found her place in the world, and now, it was time to share that gift with others. The villagers gathered around Elara, eager to hear her story. As she spoke, she shared the wisdom of the mountains, the lessons she had learned from the lanterns, and the transformative power of the journey. The villagers listened intently, their eyes wide with wonder as Elara spoke of the light that lived within all of them. By the time she finished speaking, the entire village had gathered, and a sense of peace had settled over them. They could feel the truth in her words, and many of them knew that their lives would never be the same again. Elara had brought the light of the Misty Mountains with her, and now, it was time to share it with the world. As Elara continued her journey, she found herself filled with a sense of calm and purpose. The mountain had shown her the way, but now it was up to her to continue walking that path. She had learned so much, and she felt ready to share her newfound wisdom with the world. As she walked through the mist, she saw the lanterns once again. They floated gently above her, their golden glow lighting her way. Elara smiled, knowing that she had become a part of this magical world. She was no longer just a traveler. She was a guide, helping others find their way through the mist. Just as the lanterns had guided her, she felt a deep sense of peace, knowing that her journey had not been in vain. The mountains had transformed her, and now she was ready to transform others. The villagers had gathered once more, eager to hear Elara's words. As she stood before them, she shared everything she had learned on her journey, the lessons of the lanterns, the wisdom of the mountains, and the power of the mist. She spoke of the importance of embracing the unknown, of trusting in the journey, and of listening to the whispers of the world around them. The villagers listened intently, their hearts open to the wisdom Elara had brought them. She had shown them that there was more to life than what they could see with their eyes, that there was magic in the world, waiting to be discovered. Elara smiled as she saw the transformation in the villagers' eyes. They were no longer lost in the mist, but were now filled with a new sense of purpose. With the villagers by her side, Elara felt as if she had completed her journey. But deep down, she knew that there was always more to learn, always more to discover. The lanterns had shown her the way, but now she understood that the true journey was not just about reaching a destination. It was about the path itself. As she looked out over the Misty Mountains, Elara felt a deep sense of gratitude. The mountains had been her teacher, and she was ready to pass that knowledge along to others. She had been transformed by her journey, and now it was time to help others find their own path through the mist. The lanterns continued to glow in the distance, their soft light shining brighter than ever. Elara smiled, knowing that their glow would continue to guide her and others on the journey ahead. As the sun began to rise over the Misty Mountains, Elara felt a sense of peace settle over her. She had found what she was searching for, not in the lanterns, but within herself. The lanterns had been a guide, but it was her own heart that had shown her the way. With a final look at the mountains, Elara turned and began her journey back to the village. The mist was still there, but it no longer held any fear for her. She had embraced the unknown, and now, she was ready to share that wisdom with others. As Elara walked back down the mountain, she knew that her journey would never truly end. The mountains, the lanterns, and the mist would always be with her, guiding her on every step of her path. And as long as the lanterns glowed in the distance, she would continue to follow their light.